Okay, thanks everyone for joining this afternoon for the Time for You session. This is our 11th session now, and we've had some really good sessions. And today, without any exception, we have Claire Bishop joining us today. And Claire is a photographer by trade, but does lots of really useful looks at nature, loves nature, and loves connecting with nature. So Claire's here today to sort of help us connect with nature and to boost our health and well-being. So please ask any questions in the chat box if you need to, that you have for Claire during the session, and we'll answer them either at the end or during the session. Thanks, and thanks very much, Claire, and I'll hand over to you.
Thank you. Hello, thank you everybody for coming today. I am a natural light photographer and I specialise in nature inspired imagery. Today we're going to be talking about how we can connect with nature and get creative amongst nature to boost our health and well-being. I will move to the next slide. Okay. So my vision is that by encouraging others to connect with nature every day, we can create a healthier, happier world for us all to live in and live in harmony with nature. The idea is that by connecting each day with nature, we get outside and we slow down and we connect with ourselves as well. So we're just going to go through a little bit of an introduction about nature and photography, and then we'll move on to some fun nature connection activities with the camera. So here we go. So how can we connect with nature, and how can we create a world which is healthy and happier for everybody? The idea is that if we make a habit and we step outside every single day and we learn to connect with nature every day by taking 5 to 10, 15 minutes and consciously connecting with nature, then we can boost our well-being. And this is the idea is that we look for the everyday beauty of nature. So we've got, this is nature. We're so lucky to have nature is accessible to everybody in cities, in the countryside. And I think just by learning to look for the simplicity and beauty of nature, that can really help us. One way is also we're connecting with our senses. So this means being open to standing outdoors in nature and opening our ears to the sounds of nature, feeling the wind against our skin, taking notice of the leaves rustling as the wind blows in the trees, and just really learning to be still and connect by using all of our senses. Also by being curious, and I think curiosity is something that comes naturally to children, but as adults we can also embrace our curiosity and also explore the natural world around us. This is something that we can, learn to do on a daily basis and can really help. And of course, being creative. So the camera is a tool for creativity and a way for us all to express ourselves and our individuality. And, every single person has a unique way of looking at things. And the camera as a tool can help you to create an image which is just yours and also feel a sense of pride in that creation. And being creative also includes writing in nature, making nature objects. So for children, again, it's a really lovely tool too. They can create faces or animals out of leaves and sticks and twigs and things, but also this is something that as adults we can do, and we can enjoy that process. And the final thing is that when we are being creative in nature, by sharing our love of nature with others through our photography or other creations, you can inspire others to connect with nature. And I think that is really key, sharing our images online to create a really positive effect online, and that sharing that positive connection with nature can help, you know, inspire others to look and care for our planet as well. So I thought we'd moving on to the positive effects of nature on our well-being. I'm aware that the majority of you will be very aware of these positive effects of nature already, but I thought we'd quickly just run through them. So nature is there's more and more research coming out suggesting that the benefits of nature. So we've got the lowers blood pressure, reduces the stress hormones, reduces nervous system arousal, enhances the immune system function, increases self-esteem, reduces anxiety, improves and boosts our mood, reduces feelings of isolation, and promotes a sense of calm. We've seen so many people benefit from a connection to nature over the past year that it's been really lovely for, you know, to see so many others really appreciating and benefiting from nature. And this is something that I think that I would love for people to continue to experience. And I think that comes from forming that everyday habit that regardless of how busy we are, we can make time just to step outside or open a window and really connect with nature and ourselves. And I very quickly just, I found these really interesting, some more research about the benefits of nature. So in particular, I found that people who spend 15 minutes each day in nature develop a more positive outlook than those in urban conditions. And that's something, again, that I think we're encouraging people who work in cities and urban environments that just to look for that everyday nature around them, and the everyday beauty can be really beneficial. Also, flowers and plants in a workplace can increase cognitive functioning. Being in a forest reduces pulse rate, blood pressure and cortisol levels. And when people relate to nature, they experience greater feelings of vitality, regardless of levels of exercise and social activity. So there is lots and lots of research, which is fantastic, because the more time we can spend in nature, I think the better. Here we go. And moving on to how photography can help boost your well-being. It encourages you to be in the moment, so to get present in the moment. Inspires people to get outside every day. It inspires people to look for the tiny little details of nature that we can otherwise miss. So, for instance, a stinging nettle, if you get it really close, you know, a stinging nettle is perceived as quite a negative, from our childhood, quite a negative part of nature. But actually, if you get up really close, you can see the intricate details and the leaves, and it's actually really beautiful. So that's something that I'd like to share with my children. I think it's something that, you know, looking at the tiny details can be really beneficial. It helps to focus our mind and switch off the monkey mind. It encourages a natural state of creative flow. Encourages creativity, curiosity and play. It also reduces our stress and leaves you feeling at ease, a greater sense of clarity. Widens the perspective of the person, creates a feeling of pride and sense of achievement for our own creation. I think that's really important. The fact you're being creative, your camera can really inspire you to, you know, it's a great way to express how you're feeling, and also to feel there is no perfect image. This is your image and it's unique to you, and it's really quite special. It's a unique outlet to express yourself, and it inspires kindness, gratitude, and a healthier way of living in harmony with nature. Okay, so that. We are now going to move on to a little bit of a relax before we do our nature activities. I'm going to press play, and Daniel, are you able to put the link in the chat for me? This is a YouTube video and it's about 1.5 minutes long. And the idea is that if you can sit back and just enjoy, and then we'll come together after the video. Shall I press play, Daniel? Okay, I'm going to press play now.
Hi, Claire, it's Dan. The sound and picture was working really well my end. I hope everyone else was able to see the video as well.
It worked well, did it?
It did, yes.
Brilliant.
So we're getting a few thumbs up here, so I think the
Great.
sound and the picture worked really well. So
that's good. That's good news. Thank you. Lovely. So I hope you're all able to enjoy that. If you now, before we get have a little fun with the camera, I'd just like you to just sit back and really think about how you are feeling today. This is just a private way for you to just note how you're feeling physically and mentally, just so you can compare afterwards if, the benefits on your well-being. You just make that mental note to yourself, and then we will move on to our first activity. Okay, so first we are going to seek. We're going to look for the beauty of the everyday, and the idea is that you can have up to, well, we're going to say 5 minutes. I hope the majority of you are able to step outside. If you're not, if you have a window close to you, open the window, and with your phone camera or a camera, whatever you have available, I'd like you to simply open your eyes and let your eyes be guided to whatever natural beauty that you can see, whatever pulls your eye, whatever grabs your attention. The idea is that we're looking for your eyes to really do the work and just, what you are naturally pulled towards. If you don't have access to anything natural or nature, then again, sit back in your room and open your eyes and then really look at where your eye is drawn to and what image can you create from that moment. So use your camera and look at the shapes and the light, what shapes you can see and where the light is coming from, and just see what image you can create. And then we just give ourselves about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and share the images. And so, Daniel, if you're able to let me know when everyone starts to head back. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, I will do. Sorry, Claire, I was on mute. Yes, I will do.
Does anyone share any images yet?
Not as yet, no.
I'm not able to see that, am I?
No, I mean, well, you could stop sharing and then
Sure.
reshare afterwards, but no one's put anything as yet. Give people a couple more minutes and then. So if anyone is able to share their photos, that would be wonderful. Or if we could share them through the session, that would be. Oh, there is a nice one from Ria.
I'm going to stop sharing a moment so that I can come and look at the chat. Oh, that's beautiful. It's a lovely photo, Ria. Has anyone else got any? Wait for a few others to come back.
It's the only one I've had so far. I guess we're just taking them on our work phones and then we're reliant on the network to transfer them to Teams. So it might just take a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Oh, I think Kelly might be posting one. And
That's lovely. Is that out the window, Kelly? It's really interesting with It's really interesting with seeing that image, Kelly. Even the trees catch my eye. So the difference, you can see the difference between the trees, which is, you know, you've got the bare tree there, and then you've got all the greenery as well. It's also really interesting to watch. I find with the natural light, you can see the clouds. Wonderful. Right, if anyone else has a photo, please feel free to share.
Oh, there's another nice one from Jess.
Lovely one. That's lucky Mr. Robbins there. Lovely. Right, I'll start sharing again. Please feel free to add any more images as well as we go. Lovely. We're going to move on to after seek. We are going to focus on connect. There we go. Connect. So the idea here is that we connect with our senses. So before you take this next image, I'd like you to just close your eyes and focus on what you can hear, what you can see, and what you can feel. And then after spending a moment of just really consciously, focusing on your feelings and your senses, I'd like you then to open your eyes again and really see where your eye is drawn to. Perhaps focus on a colour. Does a colour, stand out to you? What are the clouds doing? Look at maybe, look down at the ground. Perhaps there's a piece of grass, or there could be a little bit of moss on the windowsill. And really move your camera around and take 3 or 4 images from different angles of where your eye is drawn to, and really, get creative. Really look close and look at those details of what you can see. And yeah, then we'll come back and share again. But yeah, be curious, explore, move the camera towards and far away, and just really experiment with it and have some fun. That's the whole idea is that this is fun. This is just for you, and it's a really nice thing to, just to switch off and just really play with. So yeah, look for colour, look for where your eye is drawn, and you can look for textures and shapes too, but just have some fun. And then I'd love to see your photos. So we'll have another 5 minutes of just experimenting, and then we'll share the photos again. All right, thank you. See you in a second. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment so that I can come and look at the chat if there's any photos to look at. I've just still got another couple of minutes. It's nice to you, Daniel.
Well, it's the view of the woods. It's not the best image with the houses in the way as well, but it's nice to have the woods nearby.
Yeah, definitely. I think even having that green scenery, by just focusing on that can help boost how we're feeling as well. Are these all of Steve's? Wow. No.
That's a nice view from your.
It's a lovely view. Look at those clouds as well. Are they're all Steve's photos? All three.
Yeah, they're all mine.
Yes.
So couldn't figure out how to do it.
Oh, that's great. It's so nice. The different perspectives. It's another lovely photo, Ria. It's a lovely vibrant colour. If anyone else has a photo they'd like to share, please do share. Yeah, it's really interesting that it's a lovely thing to notice, Ria, isn't it? That when the spring colours all start to bloom, and also when spring comes and the first shoots of green arrive. I think that, watching the seasons is something which is it's a really lovely way to kind of just watch how nature naturally flows and appreciate the different changes. Oh, the swallows, yeah, the swallows. Swallows are very tricky to capture on camera, Steve. But yeah, they are. Ours have just returned, which has been a really, really lovely thing to see. Right, I think we will move on to the final activity. So I'll just start sharing again. Oh, one more from Kelly. Yeah, that's lovely, Kelly. And it's really nice that, yeah, you don't notice these things, I think, unless we sometimes look. Or, look that bit closer, which is really interesting. It's something you can kind of develop as you walk or you get outside every day, is that even by looking at the same thing, you might notice something different because you're looking at it from a different viewpoint or a different time of day when the light's different. Yeah, it's kind of about, yeah, definitely learning to look closer and in more detail at things that are just around us. We have a stone wall, and I found it quite interesting that even come winter there was moss on the stone wall, and even that is really, really pretty, especially when there's a frost and you've got the tiny droplets of the water that have formed crystals. And just looking at that and the formation there is quite fascinating, especially when you get up close to the camera. So yeah, it's definitely about how we can learn to look with our camera in a different way, and experimenting. That's the key. It's a lovely photo, Joe, as well. I love the clouds. Clouds are just again, you get such a different variety of light. It's really interesting to capture. Right. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to go onto the last activity now. So I'll start sharing again. One second. Here we go. So our last little our fun activity is the create and celebrate. So this is all about using what we've already learned about, really when we're outside, letting our eye be drawn to whatever captures our eye naturally and not forcing the image. So letting, yourself and your eyes lead the way. And also connecting by, as we're taking that image, really connect the image by opening your senses to what's around you and the wind, the weather, the sounds of nature, so that when you're creating that image, it's more than just an image. It's about connecting to yourself as well and how you're feeling in that moment, and then exploring with your own eye and your own creativity and your own self with your camera. What I'd really like you to do with this activity is, look at the light, think about where the light is coming from and how that can affect the image that you're creating. So, for instance, if you had a leaf in a tree and the light was coming from in front of the leaf, it potentially would be quite dark. But then if you were to turn and go the other side of the leaf, how would that light impact the shadows and the shapes and the lines you may see, the veins of the leaf? And just, again, take 2 or 3 images and move around and really see how you can get creative with the light around you and how it changes the object that you're capturing. One thing I find is really try and get up really close. If you've taken an image of something during the session previously, can you get up even closer to it and bear in mind what I just said about the light, move around and work with it to see, what little details you can capture of that object. But yeah, have some fun. We'll have five minutes again. So just step outside or open your window or use your office and really look at what you want to capture and use all our senses and everything that we've already been through so far. Right, thank you. And then feel free to share. Just going to stop sharing now. A couple more minutes.
I clear it down. I've posted one, but I don't know if you can see it yet. It just asked me to retry uploading it. Didn't. I don't know if you can see it.
Can't see it yet. No. Just wait for it to come through. It was raining here earlier, but it's the sun's come out now. I'm hoping no one else. Anyway.
It's raining here in Bristol.
Is it? We've yeah, it was raining about an hour ago. I was hoping it would pass. If anyone has any images, please feel free to share once you're back.
There may be an issue with Teams, Claire, because I'm trying to upload a photo and it keeps saying retry. So
okay, that's fine. If maybe I don't know, if it doesn't come through, we can just. Oh, okay. So Helen said the same. Oh, Steve's there in. Yeah, Helen's just said she can't share for some reason. Oh, some great photos there, Steve. Oh, and I love the way that you've moved around as well. You can see the way the light. Yeah, it's really interesting. Oh yeah, that's great, Steve. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the process as well. You know. We should. Is there still an issue, Daniel, with the?
yeah. So at the moment, I can't see Steve's pictures either at the moment.
Okay.
So I can see that. So
So maybe it's a.
or I can see the P. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Joe's just put some in. Lovely photos, Joe. That's brilliant. I can see you've been working with the light as well. Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing. It's really, really lovely to see. Ria's are coming in. That's great, Ria. Thank you. I love the fact you've used the black and white filter. It's always interesting to play around. I was wondering if you, Ria, I was wondering, could you get up even closer to that image, that effect, to that flower? Brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Right, I think we'll thank you everyone for sharing. Sorry there's been a bit of a technical issue with uploading. We'll move on to the next. Yeah, we'll move on to the next part. But please, if you want to share your images, please continue to do so. Okay. Lovely. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that creative process with your camera. It would be lovely if you can continue doing that every day when you're out walking, or any moment when you feel you want to take some time outside. Just for, enjoy the process for yourself. For now, just to finish up, I'd just like you to really think again about how you're feeling after getting creative and connecting with nature, how you're feeling mentally and how you're feeling physically. And again, just give yourself a rating between 1 to 10 so that you are able to compare to how you were feeling before we got creative with the camera. So you just take a moment and just relax into yourself, take a deep breath, and then just make that mental note for yourself. And then, if you're happy, to just either with a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat, and just share whether or not you think that enjoying the process of photography has helped, giving you a little boost this afternoon, then that would be great. If it hasn't, again, yeah, please share. Feedback's always welcome. And we're just gonna, here we go. So I just want to say thank you. That's pretty much it. Thank you for coming along. And there's a little nature's rainbow here for you, just to say thank you for everything that you do. And I hope you enjoyed the session.
Thanks, Claire. That was I feel really relaxed. I feel really relaxed. And there was some really nice pictures on the. Well, I lost them for a minute, but they're coming back now. I can see them. So nice. Thanks for the photos coming in. We almost have to say, like, was it a Heartbeat where you can send them in, but we can't send them back to you? Do you remember? So we can. So thanks very much, and thanks Claire for presenting today. It was a really good session, and we've got lots of people saying thank you, and we've got a session next week which is around sleep, and so the benefits of sleep, the different types of sleep, and sort of the well-being benefits for you. So same time next week, 2 till 3 next Wednesday, and that'll be our 12th session. So I hope you can make that. But thanks everyone for joining, and there's some great comments. Great session, lovely session. Thank you. Lovely to take some time out and be in nature. Yeah, some really nice comments there. So I'll relay those on to you as well, Claire. So thanks everyone, and have a nice week, and have a great day. All right.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Dad.
you.
Bye.